All right, so I'm gonna do it different than the last video. I'm just gonna explain what I'm doing. So this is a lesson where yesterday we read a book, How I Became a Pirate, and I'm just gonna give you a little skim of how that book was. So this book, that Jeremy is this little boy who's on a beach, and it's called North Beach, by the way, and he was building sand castles, and he sees this ship, and he's like, wow, that's really cool. Like, he sees these pirates doing whatever they want. They come to the shore, and they come upon Jeremy, and they're like, you look like a digger, like, let's treasure. He's like, let's go bury this treasure. You want to help us bury this treasure because you're a digger? And Jeremy's like, yes. And so he gets really excited about the pirate's life because they do whatever they want. And he's like, well, I want to do whatever I want, you know? And then after a while, like when it's bedtime, he wants to be tucked in and, you know, read a book. And the pirates are like, we don't do that. We don't even wear pajamas and stuff. So Jeremy's like, wow, I don't like this life. And then in the middle of the night, lightning strikes the vast, and the ship starts to like sink, you know, so they go back to North Beach where Jeremy's at. And he was like, what about the pirates are like, what about the treasure? Arg. And Jeremy's like, I have the perfect spot. Jeremy made a map, and it was in his backyard, and then the pirates come together and they fixed the ship. So I have 5 different items. They're ships. Actually, they're going to be like ships. They're all completely different. I'm going to have the kids going to be in groups of 5, or there are 5 groups of 3 to 4, whatever it is. And I'm going to give them all a different object. No one, like orange group does not know what any other objects are. Their goal is to figure out what is wrong with the ship. For instance, this has holes in it. They have to tape it to figure out if it sinks. They need to move the flag in the middle of the cup to hold it together. This guy is, if it's on the float, this will sink if all of this gets cut. So they have to peel off this peel. This is to put, you know, paper, cover the ends to keep it afloat. And actually this one doesn't have an issue, but because all of these have an issue, I think the kids are going to think there's an issue. So I want them to, like, this is all for problem solving. How can we not sink this ship? So after that, they're going to be like pirates, blah, 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 blah. Before we test them, I'm like, what did we like about pirates? And they're going to be like, well, they can do whatever they want. What do they not like about pirates? They don't care about anything because we all want to be cared for. And then what type of skills do a pirate have? A pirate is very loyal to his crew, his ship. There's leadership there, but there's also very careless, like they're dirty and they don't care very much. What would you have, and then I'd ask them a question, what would you have done differently? Or would you have done the same thing as Jeremy if they raise their hand? And then I'd ask, would you have done something differently to Jeremy? And whoever raised their hands, I'll ask, what would you have done differently? They would answer that. And then after that, we would test them all. Oh, this one actually floats. And then I'm just gonna test them, you know. Ooh, they must have taped this guy. Wow, that one doesn't fit. But just going by we would test them all. That would sink, obviously, and this one would float. And then the whys to it all. And the student, so yeah, that would be pretty much it. The students would come together, figure out how to make these things float, because there's something wrong with all of them except for one. And yeah, that's how I would do this lesson. So thanks.